Good evening. Welcome to a special episode of Reading to the 246. My name is Karen Wall, but you can call me Auntie Karen. This evening, as part of the reading, we welcome you as part of the Reading to the 246 family, and we want to wish our island home Barbados a blessed and happy 56 years of independence. And congratulations on celebrating its first year as a republic. Today is November 30th, and we have a special session planned for our readers. As you know, we are celebrating our 1 year anniversary here at the Reading to 246. So we decided we will have a special show this evening, chocked full of bajanisms. The first of which, did you know it is good luck for a mongoose to scurry across the road in front of you? And if you didn't know, most Barbadians believe that giving their children green peas was a great way to make them talk early. These are just a couple of the beliefs that we were taught as children. What about this Bajan saying? Donkey got long ears, but he don't always hear his own story. Hmm. It means people are reluctant to hear or acknowledge their faults. I wonder how many of you knew that. We've got many more Bajan saints and beliefs, and of course, folklore. Let's hear about one of our greatest folk heroes, Osimor, in a story written by our own G. Addison Ford.
Ossie Moore was a real man born on the 30th of March 1900 in Lanes Gap, Thames Bay, St. James. His real name was George Ethelbert Oscar Moore. Jokes attributed to him were common in the 1950s and 1960s. There were either a strange twist in logic, an inability to appreciate figurative language, or just plain corny. They usually started, wait, you hear this one? You hear the latest one about Ossie Moore? When Ossie Moore was a little boy at school, the teacher asked him one day to spell cow. He spelt it Kow, and the teacher punished him. Outside, Ossie complained to one of his classmates.
We just little children, and she is always give me big things like cow to spell instead of giving me little things like mosquito.
Yeah. Stories about Osimor will never grow old. Did you know that Osimor was a bona fide Barbadian who lived and died on the shores? Yes, he was. Here's another Bajan saying for you. If you didn't at the christening, you shouldn't be at the wedding. What does that mean? Do not get involved in something if you do not know how it started. And I definitely wasn't around 56 years ago when Barbados became independent, but I know someone who was. And when we come back after the break, we'll hear from Hartley Dotting as he shares his experience of being part of Barbados's first independent celebration. How did you feel as a young man knowing that you have been chosen to undertake this raising the flag? Did you see the flag before? You know, I'm asking a whole bunch of questions, but did you get a chance to see the flag before you raised it? The
Oh
mood,
yes.
what
Oh
was it
yeah.
like?
We
Mm-hmm,
we we had we had mock-ups of the flag, and there were
mm-hmm,
several practices. I don't remember how many practices we had, but
mm-hmm,
each section of the parade had its own practice before we all came together. So
mm-hmm,
between by August, from August to October, we were going in our various areas. The
mm-hmm,
regiment itself came together and practiced and practiced and practiced.
mm-hmm,
And the flag raising was the interesting thing there, because now we were looking at what's going to happen.
mm-hmm,
There's been leading the first detachment.
Nice.
And that was a privilege within the military context, because there were senior officers on parade who would have had their own units to lead. And but because of my having to go out to raise the flag, I was given the privilege of leading the very first one.
So you can see there
one of the challenges that we had during that time was that the rain fell for about the week before the parade, and we wondered what would happen at the parade. Our uniforms changed from one set to the other set, right through that. And the idea was that one of the Colonel Hefford, who was in charge of the overall celebrations, he said on the briefing session, he said, because these things happen with all briefing, everybody is informed what they have to do and when they had to do it. And that gave us the opportunity to really reflect upon our respective roles in that. And one of the things was that in some of the other parades, other celebrations that this colonel was involved in, the flag went up the wrong way. Some of it, at one instance, he said that one of the corners of the flag slipped out of the knot, and the flag was flying with one attachment. So they had to come down and start over again. So we were determined that would not happen in Barbados. So my initial practice was, how do you secure the flag to the ropes on the other flagpole?
Do you feel it's important for you to share your story with young Barbadians?
Yes, I think so, because you never know when you will be asked to perform a similar role somewhere else, and what you should be aware of and how it is.
You know, if eat soldier food, take soldier food, take soldier blows. So if we have all shared in the benefits, we should be prepared to share and face the problems. And of course, we need to remember to give Jack he Jackie. Always give credit where credit is due. Another popular Bajan belief is a cup of bush tea that's cure everything. You have the cold, drink bush tea. You are constipated, drink bush tea. You don't have any energy or a bad headache. What do you drink? Bush tea. Next, we go back to Addison Ford for a special reading from one of his books.
Osama was being there one day in a Moses boat, fishing with another man. The two accidentally went to the side of the boat together, and it capsized, dumping them into the sea. But Moses boat is a very small boat. Ossie stuck up for shore with his fishing companion screaming after him all the time, "Help me, Ossie, help me, I can't swim too good." Ossie ignored him, continued swimming. He crawled up on the beach and panted, "Good." I saved myself, now I'm going back and see if he. There was a time, remember he talked about everybody wearing a hat, a cap. And one time it became fashionable to wear a cap with the peak behind. Ossie wanted to adopt the fashion. He went in the store and told the attendant, "I want one of them caps with the peak behind." She told him that there was no such cap, and she placed one on his head, then turned the peak around. He said, "I don't want that." All the boy bung, but me got hat with the peak behind, and I want one. The attendant went back inside and brought out the same cap, holding it with the peak towards her. "That is the one I want."
Wow. G. Addison Ford, great storyteller. When we come back, it's time for our Bajan mashup with a twist. Now, this Bayesian mashup, as I said, is one with a twist. I'll post the question and you can write your answer in the chat, either across here in Zoom, across Facebook, YouTube, and our Instagram pages. Now, we're celebrating 56 years of independence today. Let me repeat that. We are celebrating 56 years of independence today. What year, in what year will Barbados celebrate 100 years? Let me repeat that for you. We're celebrating 56 years of independence today. In what year will Barbados celebrate 100 years of independence? Again, feel free to type it in the chat, type it on our Facebook or our YouTube page whenever you get a chance to catch up with this video. Question number 2. Does anyone know another name for a Bajan sweet bread? We always call it sweet bread, but it also has another name that our grandparents and parents used to use. So another name for a Bajan sweet bread. Question number 3. A flour, onion, baking powder, and fish. Of that I am made, and I'm always sold as a peer. Let me repeat that. A flour, onion, baking powder, and fish. I am made, and I'm always sold as a peer. Wonder what that is. Question number 4. The Barbados Parliament is divided into how many sections? And name them. I'm going to repeat that question for you. The Barbados Parliament is divided into how many sections? And you have to name them. Question number 5. True or false? The song Island in the Sun was written by Harry Belafonte and Irving Burgee. Have those brains working? Let me repeat those questions for you again, starting from number 1. We are celebrating 56 years of independence today. In what year will Barbados celebrate 100 years? Question number 2. Another name for a Bajan sweet bread. Question number 3. A flour, onion, baking powder, and fish. Of that I am made, and I'm always sold as a peer. Question number 4. The Barbados Parliament is divided into how many sections? And name them. And the final question for our Bajan mashup for this evening. True or false? The song Island in the Sun was written by Harry Belafonte and Irving Burgee. So get those brains moving, readers. Do some research and come back and answer those questions. That's it for our Bajan mashup. On our previous show, our Simon Says went music, socks, clothes, makeup, and a living hero am I. Let me repeat it. Our previous Simon Says went music, socks, clothes, makeup, and a living hero am I. And the answer was our very own national hero, the Honorable Robin Rihanna Fenty. Now, you know, some persons told me the socks to them for a little bit, but yeah, she did design some socks. Now, here's Simon Says for this week. It goes, to many, I'm just a plant held by a single hand on a national emblem. But to my countrymen, I represent so much more. I'll repeat it again. This week, Simon Says goes, to many, I'm just a plant held by a single hand on the national emblem. But to my countrymen, I represent so much more. Who, what, or where am I? Now, remember, children and parents, to like, comment, and share on our Reading to the 246 Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope you had fun and enjoyed your time with us this evening. Special thank you to Hartley Dotting for sharing his independent story with our readers, and a special thank you to G. Addington Ford for sharing the Ossimore series with us. Now, Christmas is around the corner and it will make a great stocking stuffer along with the other books we have shared this month, including What's Your Fur Problem by Diane Smith. Now, previously would have shared Cricket is My Game by Jason Cole, the Lily and Lucas series by Gabrielle and Stacey Welch, the Adrian at Large series by Mario Herbert. And if inspiration is needed, then check out 1 Minute Insight by author Kristen Graves. And one of my all-time favorites, A Bajan Christmas by author Natalie Jills. So, now, readers, I hope you had fun again. And before we go, Reading to the 246 wants to remind you that reading takes you where your imagination can't. Have a great evening, readers. And bye. Happy Independence.